Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are making homemade sardine bread. So if you've been having challenges making bread at home for breakfast, for your family, for your personal consumption, today I am going to walk you through the step. Okay, this is something that I love doing, and I am here to make it easy for you. And if you don't know, my name is Dr. Grace, and my channel is all about creating budget friendly dishes, recipes, things that you can practically do at home from the comfort of your home for little amount of money, and you will enjoy it. Okay, so today I am so excited because I'll be sharing with you how to make homemade sardine bread. Okay, this is very easy to do. It doesn't require so much, and I hope my phone does not disappoint me until the end of this video. Okay, so if you're joining, hi, don't forget to tell me where you're watching from, or at what point you join this live stream, or you watch this video even after the live stream. So I'm not going to waste so much of your time because this bread is practically going to take us about 1 hour to make. So I will just go right into the process of making this bread. I'll first of all list the ingredients that I will be using to make this bread, so you get to know. Okay, grab your pen, grab a paper, let's make bread. So first things first, okay, I already outlined most of these ingredients. I brought them out so that it will be easy for me to make this video, and you guys, you have to pardon me because I am streaming live and I am also creating a video that I will be sharing on my other platforms. Okay, so today's sardine bread is going to be one that by the time you're done making it at home, guys, you will not even believe the masterpiece that you are going to create. So right here with me I have my flour. So I have 1.5 cup of flour right here that I'll be using to make this sardine bread. I have my sardine right here. Okay, you can use any brand of sardine that you have. It doesn't really matter where you are getting your own from. In Nigeria right here, I'm sorry, in Nigeria we have various brands of sardine. Okay, and this is just one brand. Okay, so remember, we are baking without an oven. If you are here and you still don't know how to bake with your pot, you're struggling to bake with your pot, guys, I will tell you one thing. I have learned the secret of baking with a pot, and I tell you, each baking has its own challenges, but with time I gradually learned how to bake with my pot and it comes out perfect. Okay, so I'll be using this salt for my baking. Hope you have your pen and you have your paper because we are going to learn how to make something delicious. I have my sugar right here. This sugar, I'll be using this sugar to make this bread soon. I have my egg. We're going to be using 1 egg for this recipe. Hi. I really cannot call all the names, but I can see Space Rena. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining. And I can see sorry if I don't get your name correctly, but I appreciate everyone leaving a comment for me. Please tell me where you're watching me from. Maybe I will go back and learn how to pronounce your name better. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So we're going to be baking sardine bread today with Dano cream milk. Okay, we're going to be using Dano to make this. So this is Dano cream milk. This is the egg we'll be using for today's recipe. This is the flour. This is the sugar. Stay tuned. I'll be listing all the exact measurements that we'll be using for this bread. This is the salt I'll be using to bake, and this is my sardine. Okay, I'm going to go right into making our bread because I want this to start proving. And one thing I also want to take you through this process is that you really do not have to knead your bread so much. I'm going to show you one key way to make your bread, your dough, very stretchy by the time you're done making your bread. Okay, and it will come out very perfect. It will come out excellent. You don't have to knead your dough so much. I have tried kneading and I have tried not kneading my dough. Both came out perfectly well. And I'm going to tell you what to do, the secret to each of these steps, okay? If I am kneading, I will tell you what to do if you don't want to knead. If I'm not going to knead, I will tell you what to do. So just stay tuned and get your pen, get your paper. Let's get right into making today's sardine bread. Guys, you don't want to miss out any step at all. Let me walk you through this process. I have my bowl here. In this bowl, I'm going to be combining every other ingredient. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hand. Guys, the next thing you want to do after washing your hand, go ahead and dry your hand. And now we are going to measure our dry ingredients. I have my measuring cup here and I'll be using 1.5 cup of flour for today's bread. Because this is a single serving, like a serving for just me, I am not making so much. And I am doing this without a measuring scale so that you know that you can make your bread without a measuring scale, okay? So I'm going to measure 1.5 cup of flour into my bowl. So while measuring your flour, you don't want to pack it, okay? You just want to make it become level. You can see how it is here. So I'm just going to add, this is 1 cup. I'm going to measure half. So I'll be measuring half. I actually measured this before, putting it inside this bowl. But I just want you to see the exact measurement of everything that I am using. So this is half. I've added the half cup of flour into this. Hi. Oh my god, some messages are being held for review, so I really cannot see some messages. I don't know why. I just hope it's not a spam comment. Maybe that is why it is being held for review. But all the same, I appreciate you. Thank you for leaving a comment for me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So what next I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my sugar into this bowl, okay? Please say the name Kali. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kali. Thank you for making that very easy for me to mention. Hi, Kali. Thank you for watching. Thank you. So this is 1 tablespoon. Okay, so I'm going to measure 2 of it into this. So at this point, if you really are not a fan of tasty bread, you can just use 1 tablespoon of sugar. It really does not matter. But I like my bread in such a way that by the time I am done, I will be so comfortable to eat the bread even without having to take it with any beverage. I'm good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kali. I am very fine. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me today. So I am going to measure 2 tablespoons of sugar. Like I said, do well to reduce it if you are not a fan. So I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. You're the best. Thank you. You're the best too for joining. Thank you. So I added 2 tablespoons of sugar into this bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in just a little bit of salt for taste to balance the taste of the sugar. I'm going to open this salt because it calls for. So I'm just using just a very little amount of salt. I'm going to add it into this bowl. Now, you're a fan of milk. I know a lot of us love milk. If you don't like milk, if you are, what are you doing? I am making sardine bread, and this is the key to this bread, okay? It is not just the bread, it is sardine bread. So that is what I am making today. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my milk. So for this, I'm also using 2 tablespoons of milk. Feel free to use any milk of your choice. Use your favorite milk. Thank you. Thank you so much for engaging. Okay. I don't want to use too much, so I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to combine this together. I'm going to combine this together. So at this point, we want to go in with our yeast. And for this recipe, I am using 1 teaspoon of yeast to make this bread. So like I said, most of these were already pre-measured before I placed them into here. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of yeast, and then I'm going to combine it together. So what I'm going to quickly do is to warm up my milk, because am I your only big supporter here? I really do not know, but I really appreciate you for joining and for staying tuned, Sally. Who knows, maybe you're the only big supporter here, right? I don't know, but I can see some other people who are watching this live together with me, and I know they are also my supporters, and I really appreciate them for joining. So guys, streaming this in live is actually not a walk in the park, because it is quite challenging, because I have to keep my my workspace clean and at the same time do this video. Okay, so what I just want to do is to warm up some water so that I can warm my milk. Now why I am using a warm milk is so that this bread is going to pro fast. Remember, you're doing this live. If I am not doing this live, I am just going to use room temperature water to make this bread. But because I'm doing this live and I want this to warm up quickly, I'm just going to warm up some water and use warm milk for this. So you can see what I'm doing. Just add a powdered milk into a bowl and add your water. Your milk is ready. So I'm using 3 tablespoons of powdered milk, and I'm going to use half cup of water for this recipe. Thank you, ICS. Where do I buy my clothes? I just buy my clothes around, okay? I buy from local stores around me. I patronize local stores around me. So if you're a clothes vendor and you want me to patronize you, you can let me know. So I'm going to add half cup of warm water into my milk. So at this point, I've added my warm water. I'm going to stir this together. Okay, stir this together. So this is just warm. It is not hot. It is warm. Thank you, ICS Comedy. I can see you. Thank you so much for joining my live. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys. Oh my god, I feel like crying. Thank you so much, everyone. Please don't forget, tell me where you're watching me from. I am trying to catch up with you guys while I am creating this recipe, okay? So do well to tell me where you're watching me from. Thank you so much. Okay guys, so into this warm milk, I'm going to crack in 1 egg. Let me shift this. I'm going to crack in 1 egg. I'm so sorry guys, I am streaming and I am trying to create a video just in case people who are not able to stay to the end of this live, they can still go back and watch the video. So I'll crack in 1 egg. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to mix this together. Thank you, ICS. Thank you, Sally. So when I'm done cracking this together and mixing it, I'm going to start combining it into my bowl. I'm just going to quickly clean this surface and take out any other thing that I am not using at the moment. So if you're joining, we're making sardine bread and we're making it without an oven. We're making it from the comfort of our home. Guys, I love to bake, and I love to bake in whatever environment I find myself in, with or without the equipment, with or without my tools. I love to bake, and I love to bake with whatever that I have. So if you're joining, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. Remember, the next time I'll be coming live, I want to share with you my awesome chocolate cake recipe, and you don't want to miss it. Yes, I said that you don't want to miss it. So I'm going to start adding my wet ingredients into my bowl. So this is the process that I have always wanted to show you. Hi John, thank you for joining, thank you for watching me. Like I said, we're making sardine bread today. So I have added my wet ingredients into the flour mixture. So for this flour mixture, this is just flour, sugar, yeast, and a little bit of salt. Okay. For the measurement, I'll be listing the measurement in the description by the time I am done with this video. So do well to check it out if you're interested in making this at home. And I tell you, you really want to make this at home. So we're going to knead this for some time, okay? Like about 5 minutes, so that it comes together, right? So I want to transfer this to my work surface so that this kneading becomes a bit easier for me to do. I totally forgot that this place is a bit messy. So I'm going to transfer this and start kneading. Because I'm making a very small quantity, this kneading is not going to take so much time, okay? So if you're making large amounts, you want to, it's going to take a little bit time to knead, okay? Now, to make this kneading easy, I'm going to tell you the key thing that I do. Thank you so much, ICS. Now what I do is, thank you ICS, I lift and I slam on my table. Now this is the fastest way that I knead my bread, and by the time I'm done with this, you won't even believe that this was kneaded in less than a few minutes. Okay, now if you don't have a mixer, you want to do this, you want to try it this way. So we'll lift and we'll slam on the table. We're trying to activate the yeast at this point. Thank you ICS. With this method, you will make your bread very fast. Your bread is going to be ready in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to do this until the dough no longer attaches to the surface. You want to stay tuned to see how this magic happens, okay? You want to actually stay tuned to see how this magic is going to happen, okay? So at this point, I just feel like it is no longer as sticky as the first time that I dropped it on my. Nice one, doctor. Thank you. Have a junk drawer. I really don't know. I am still trying to understand how YouTube life works, okay? So one thing I like to do, pardon me, I like to taste my dough. Mm, guys, this tastes amazing. It has this milky taste. The sugar is moderate, I tell you. The sugar is actually not much. So if you're making donuts and you want to, sorry guys, if you're making donuts and you want to make your dough, you don't have a mixer to knead your dough, you can use the same method. You lift, you slam. If you watch, my dough is stretching, but I'm not going to add more flour because this is what I want. Okay, this is how the consistency of your dough should be. But you're going to be worried because once my dough so watery and you start adding flour, at that point your dough is going to lose its taste. Your dough is not going to come out nice. It's going to come out dense. Okay, now these are the things you want to avoid when you're making your dough. So don't worry, even if your dough is gummy this way, you're going to see how this dough turns out to be. Okay, hi guys, thank you for joining. Please tell me where you're watching me from. I want to connect with you. If you're a new creator, okay, an upcoming creator, and you want me to connect with you, do leave a comment so that when I am done with this video and I am going back, I'll be able to see everyone that commented on this video and do well to, show them some love on their channel. So this is what I am doing. See, if you're with me, if you've been with me from the beginning that I started this kneading, you're on this life. It is not up to 3 minutes. This is within 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, if you can see my work table, this is how my work table is. This is how the dough is now. If you will tell yourself the truth, there's a difference, right? We've just needed for a couple amount of time. That is why I told you this is the easiest method for you to achieve the perfect dough. Easy. You raise, you slam. You're going to activate the yeast. You're going to activate the gluten in your dough very fast. You raise, you slam. So if you don't want to knead, you do not. Oh, Jenny says she's watching from South Carolina, United States of America. Oh my God, thank you, Jenny, for watching from South Carolina. And Peach says she's watching me from Lagos. Hi Peach, thank you for watching me and thank you for joining today's live. I hope you learned a thing or two. If at any point you have any question, feel free, drop it. Even if it's not food related, drop it. I'm going to try my best to answer you, right? Doctor, you're really doing well. Thank you so much, Peach. Thank you, Peach. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. And I hope you stay tuned for the chocolate cake recipe in my next live. So at this point, I'm not even going to lie. I am happy with how this dough is turning. Sincerely, I am happy. When I transferred this dough to this surface, it was not even coming together. But this dough at this point is already giving me the kind of stretchiness that I want, the kind of feeling, that sweet feeling that you get from a bread when you're done. Nothing beats homemade, right? Because you're so intentional about every single thing that you put into your dough. So our dough is coming together. Like I wanted to mention earlier, if you don't want to knead your dough, now what you're going to do is when you've added your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients, okay, you're going to knead it for about 5 minutes. Okay, you just want your dough to come together. You don't have to go through this process that I am going through. You want your dough to come together. Now when you've done that, you're going to cover your bowl. Okay, cover it very tight, set it in one place, and leave it to rise for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Now this process is a bit um lengthy because you're not kneading. Okay, but if you need, you should be done kneading your dough in about 15 minutes time. Okay, so when you've covered it, allowed it to rise for 30 to 1 hour time, you're going to now bring it out, knead it a bit, like about 3 minutes. You transfer it into your dough bag, your bowl, and cover it to rise a second time. Okay, like I said, that process is very, very lengthy, and you're going to lose all your patience, and you may not be able to wait for it to rise. So what I usually do is to play around with my dough, enjoy it, feel the dough, make the dough feel loved, knead it. This is just going to take about 15 minutes to 20 minutes for you to get that perfect consistency that you need in your dough. So this is my dough, and this is how it is now. Okay, so we still have just a little bit more work to do on this dough, and our dough is ready while we prepare our sardine that we'll be using for this bread. Now we're going to keep the dough to rise for about 20 minutes. We prepare our sardine, and after that 20 minutes, you transfer it to your pot and bake. Remember, I am baking this with a pot. You want to see the outcome, guys. I have baked so many things with pots. I baked my meat pie with a pot. My light just went off now, and I'm so happy that I still have an extra light. And don't worry, guys, I'll be turning on another light soon. So I'm just going to finish kneading this, then turn on another light. So at this point, I want to add in a little bit of butter for taste to this dough. Okay, oh my god, if you're in Nigeria, creating content is actually not for the faint-hearted, because you just have to make do with whatever it is that you have, right? So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of margarine. You want to level this out, so to be sure that you're using 1 teaspoon. Take out any excess. I'm taking out the excess, and I'm adding the 1 teaspoon. This is going to help elevate the taste of my bread. So we're going to do one final kneading, then we'll keep our dough to rest. So this butter is going to help the flavor of your bread, the taste. It's going to give it this. Remember, we've added egg, we've added margarine. You can see how wholesome this whole bread is. We added milk, okay, lots of it to our taste. So tell me, are you going to eat, or are you going to pass? Will you eat this bread, or will you pass? See, I don't know if you can see this dough. This is what I have. See, you guys, can you see this? This is not what we started with, but this is where we are, right? So I'm doing one last strong kneading on this dough, because it's about to go into the bowl to rest while we prep our sardine. Hi, thank you. I'm making sardine bread. That's expensive, girl. I'm making sardine bread. Peach, Peach Care Medical Center. Thank you so much. Jenny, thank you. Thank you for wanting to try out this recipe. I'm sorry, my second light just went off and it's crazy. I haven't even streamed for an hour and my second light is going off. I'm really going to invest into getting an alternate source of light so that I will always be able to create my content and go live, so that I'll show you guys how to make some things live and direct. This is unedited, like this is unfiltered. You can see me make it till the end, because I just feel like those editing ones, you're going to ask yourself, how true is this? Is she really sure that she made this? You get things like that. I know those thoughts usually come up. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean my hand, wash it, and then touch this dough. Now, because of the fact that yes, now because of the fact that my hand is sticky, okay, when I touch this dough it will definitely stick. But I tell you, this dough has reached a certain level where we can, allow it to double. Now what I'm going to do is to clean my hands. I'm taking out the excess dough first so that I can be able to wash my hand and now touch this dough so that you feel it. I did not add any extra flour. Please, while you're making yours, don't be tempted to add any extra flour. What dough requires is patience. You just have to be patient with your dough for you to get the exact thing that you want, okay? I really pray that this second light does not fail me, because I still have some things to show you how to make. So I'm just trying to gather the excess. So if I was doing this without it being live, I would just quickly crop out this part, because it will add to the time frame of the length of my video. So I'm done doing that. I'm just going to quickly transfer this dough into a bowl for it to double in size. I'm going to wash my hand, wash out the excess dough, so that by the time I'm touching this dough for the final time, it's not going to stick. So remember, I said if you have any question, feel free, ask me in the comments, any confusion, any clarifications towards this dough making. Even if it's not the dough, maybe you want to ask me a thing or two about YouTube, just to share something, a little bit tip, what gave me the courage to come live. How is that coming live on my YouTube channel? I will do that. I will tell you. So guys, what I'm going to do, I have washed my hands. My hands are clean now, okay? I'm going to touch this dough. See. Now there's a test that they usually do when you're making bread, okay? You want to do like a window pane test. That's what we call it. So what I'm just going to do is, now this will help me know how, know that my dough is halfway through the process, okay? That my dough is almost ready. We just need to allow it to rest a bit. You can see. So I just wish my other light was on. So this is, I'm just trying to, you can see. This is how stretchy this dough is now. So it is time for us to cover it. So I was just trying to bring it together I'm going to put this into my bowl. Feel free to oil your bowl. I really do not mind. I can always place mine and I will still achieve what I want to achieve with it, okay? I'm just going to pull out my excess. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Do tell me where you're watching me from and I will connect with you just after this live, okay? So this is it. I will cover this, and by the time we are done making our sardine, we'll go into baking the bread proper. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to tell me where you're watching me from. I'm so happy to have you all join my live today. Yeah. So I have covered that and it is resting. Now we're going to prep our sardine. The sardine we'll be using to make this bread. I just wish this light was, facing me directly. So guys, I just want to quickly take these things out and clean this table. We'll go right into the second phase of this video. So because I'm just using one little space in my table, I have to do all these things, okay? Yes. So I'll just clean this up. Yep, that is it. So usually for the sardine, okay, a lot of people do not like to do. Can't wait to see it all done. Yes, I can't wait to share it too, okay? So a lot of people do not really like to add so much into their sardine bread. Just their sardine is okay for them. Some people would want to be extra and add, pepper, just add some other things to help elevate the taste of the sardine. But because this is bread and you don't really want it to be so much spicy, you can just leave it basically just as it is. I just got my fair. I'm going to turn this into my plate. So if you don't like the oil, you can skip, okay? If you don't like the oil in the bread, you can skip it. But I'll use oil. So I'm going to turn off my camera. This light is really, oh my god, most of the oil just poured away. So depending on the amount of bread you're using, you're making, you want to get as much sardine as you want. But because I'm just doing, something basic just for me, one sardine is enough for me, and it's going to give me the, that sardine feeling. Okay, I don't just want it to be empty. I don't just want my dough to just be ordinary. I want my dough to be rich with the sardine, to be rich with the fish. So this is it. I'm just going to. So at this point you can be extra, add pepper, it just depends on what you want. It depends on what you like, okay? I just want this bread to be simple, just tasty, filled with the sardine fish. Okay, so I'm not adding any extra seasoning. One thing is this sardine comes already seasoned, okay, slightly seasoned, so you really don't want to do too much. Why? Because it can make your bread salty, and you don't want that. You don't want your bread to be salty. So I made a mess here. So my bread has been resting, okay, while we did the whole prep for the sardine. Okay, I'm going to show you how it is now. It has not fully doubled in size, okay, but this is how my dough is currently. This is how stretchy my dough is. So what I'm going to do is to roll this out. Okay, now I'm not going to wait for it so much, because I really want to take you people through the process of how I am going to bake this. But what I am going to do at the moment, thank you so much, thank you, hi, thank you. I'm just going to set this aside while I show you how to prep your pots for baking. Now I have my pot. I'll be baking with this pot. My here, so I'll be baking with this pot, and I'm going to show you what to do. It is very easy. What you just need to do is to I'm going to add salt into my pot. Add enough. One thing with baking with salt, did you link the recipe? I am going to add the recipes on the description in this live, so do well to check it when I am done with the live. When I'm done with this live, I'm going to be adding the recipes in the description box. You want to add enough salt into your pot, because this salt, it kind of burns when you bake with salt. The salt can burn, so you want to add enough salt into your pot. Okay, this is it. So I added some salt into my pot, and then you're going to elevate this before baking. Now for this baking, this is what I will be baking with, so you don't have an excuse as to why you're not going to bake. You don't have this, you don't have that. This is what I will be baking with. Okay, so once I just place this into my pot, I'll be placing something on the sauce before I place this. Okay, voila, that is it. We're good to bake. So our pot is ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my sardine in my dough. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. Don't forget to tell me where you're watching me from. I really don't know if this light will serve. Okay. This is like rechargeable light. So I'm trying to see if it can serve so that the video is done. You guys just hold on a bit. I picked this up. So I'm trying to like place this in such a way that I can be able to use the lights to make this video a bit clear. But if it does not work, we'll just have to go with what we have been doing. This is a bit better. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll our dough. Going to sprinkle some flour, just a little bit of flour, so that it does not attach, to my table. You guys, this is our dough. This is what we have. This is not where we started, but this is where we are. So I'm doing this so that it does not stick. If you made your dough and that your dough is not looking this good at this point, then there must be a mistake somewhere, because you can see what this dough is like. Okay, I had to turn on this light so that you will see how this dough is like. So you guys joined me from the beginning of this live and you saw how this dough was before it got to this point. So you will not say I did it with a mixer behind the scene. Okay, you've been here from the beginning and you've seen how the dough turned out to be. So I'm going to start rolling my dough. Yeah, I know it's just going to stick. I don't want to use so much flour, because that is exactly what I don't want, to add so much flour to this dough. Yeah, I think this is perfect now. So I'm going to roll this. I am baking with this pan. So I'm trying to flatten this, so that to give it a very beautiful shape by the time I'm done. You can see. Are you people seeing this thing? Are you seeing how stretchy this dough is? This is. So if you're still struggling, this recipe is one that you want to try. This recipe for dough, especially when you want to make your bread, is one that you want to try. So I've done my dough. I'm going to start. I'm going to roll it again. Maybe this time I'll just focus and do it. Okay, guys, it's time to add our sardine. So do you think I should divide this into two, so that to have two, something like that? Yeah, think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to divide this into two, just so that we have two sardine bread. So I'm going to add my sardine now to one. So just spread it out as much as you want. If you want the bread to have, so this is how generous I have spread my sardine on this bread. I'll start folding it. So at this point, if you have like a scraper, you can use it to gently lift your dough so that it comes out. I'm just using my knife to do mine. So this is sticking because my surface was not floured before I started rolling it out. So that is why mine is sticking. I'm just going to place it. For this, I don't really need to oil it because this is a foil plate. So I'm going to place this one side. I'm going to do this one too. So I just want some leftover so that I will, apply it to the top of the bread to give it that beauty, that sardine bread beauty, right? So we're going to roll this up. This one looks much smoother compared to the first. So I'll just seal the edge of this bread. Okay, that is it. So I'll place it inside the foil. Yes. So this is what we have right now. Just want to press your dough So what I'm going to do now is to apply the remaining sardine on this dough. Thank you so much. So I'm going to apply the remaining sardine on this dough. And as you can see that. So now, because I want this dough to double in size, okay, what the easiest way that I usually do this is, by the time I'm done rubbing this, I will cover it up with this, preheat my gas, okay, place my pot inside on the gas, allow it to heat up for about 2 minutes, turn off the gas. With the hotness of that my pot, I will place this inside. That will serve as my warm oven, okay, and it will help this to double in size quickly, okay. Now it is very easy for you to learn the tricks on how to bake with your pot. It is not a very challenging thing. It is something that the more you keep doing it, you become very familiar with the steps and the process on how to make things with your pot, and they turn out like as if they were oven baked. The recipes I've been posting recently on how to bake, if you go through my channel, they are made with pots. I made them with my pot. I did not make them with an oven because I'm in an environment where I could not transport my oven to where I stay, so I had to make do with what I have. So I started baking with my pot again. So remember, we're making sardine bread, and this is sardine packs. You guys, look at this. Look at this. Now you want to see how it turns out, right? I feel like this is already rising, okay. It just needs a little bit boost, because if I start baking it now, it will rise, okay, but it may not rise to its full potential. Okay, so I'm going to cover this. I'm not baking with this actually, but I'm not baking with the cover, but this will help it to proof very well, because this cover has it has sealed off the whole areas where air can get into it. So I'm just going to quickly heat up this. This is salt, okay. This is salt inside this pot, and that is what I'll be baking with. So I will quickly heat this up so that I can transfer this into the pot and allow it to bake. Let me shift this light. Okay. Yep. That's good. So the next thing I'm going to do is to trap the air. There's like a hole in my pot, so I'm going to trap the heat of the pot, okay. So I'm just going to get a little bit of foil and use it to trap where the heat escapes in my pot. Yeah. So this is our sardine bread. I'm about to allow this to double in size once my pot heats up. This video will be saved after the live for us to rewatch. Definitely, I'm going to try to save the video so that after the live you can rewatch it, follow the steps, and make yours. You can make yours. If I can do this on live, I'm not even going to lie. This is the first time I'm making bread live, okay? All my previous videos, I make them behind the scene, and that gives me time to like allow it to rise, follow the due steps, but then I am doing this live and you can see how this is turning out. You want to see the outcome, definitely I'll be sharing the outcome on the YouTube page, so do well to check it out. If at any point you don't stay to the end of this live, do well to check out how the outcome turned out to be. Okay. Oh, okay, my pot is hot now, so I'm going to transfer this. It's so hot though. So this will serve like a proofer. Now it's going to proof for a little bit time. Okay. With the hotness of that pot, I'm going to let it proof. You guys, it's one thing to stream a recipe online, okay, and I am doing this without um much sophisticated equipment, right? Now I'm just doing this with a single light, and this is because my second light went off. So this is like a form of encouragement. If you're a startup creator, you're wondering how to start up, you're wondering, will my video be so perfect for people to view, will people love my content, will people engage? I'm just going to tell you one thing. When I started my channel again, okay, I was at 700 followers, subscribers. That was September, right? But then I decided that I was going to start again. I was going to be intentional about the kind of content that I want to create. And if you watch, there have been a change in my recent video. I have this background set up in my recent video. I was not filming with this kind of background previously. I had to, think about what will be appealing to the people that are viewing my content. Okay, how do I make my content stand out? How do I make my content pop? I realized that previously I was filming with a dark background, and I realized that that made my video not to shine. Okay, I had to, I went out of my comfort zone to use a touch of white, because I realized that white will help your video shine brighter, okay, even with little lightning. So right now I'm even not filming with so much light, but there's a difference compared to when I film with just a dark background. Okay, thank you, Peach Care Medical Center, thank you so much. There's a difference. So if you want to start, there is no perfect time. Oh my god, the the bread the bread is already rising. You guys, I can't even believe this is just an hour plus and we have made bread. So just check out that you wake up in the morning, you want breakfast, okay? There's actually no excuse for you not to make the perfect breakfast for yourself. I became so intentional about making breakfast, and I want to tell you something. It has been a very, very interesting journey for me. And I realized that people here love my breakfast recipes so much. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Yes, I'm just waiting for the pot to cool a bit, okay, so that the hotness would have helped the bread. But I tell you, this has risen, okay. I would have showed you, but if I touch this camera, I don't think I'll be able to place it in the right way. So I will bring it out from the pot and show you what it looks like. I sincerely would love to come live again and try this, like, show you guys another recipe. So I am praying so hard that my solar comes in as quickly as possible, because you see that chocolate cake recipe that I want to show you people, I want the video to be well lit from the beginning till the end. Guys, chocolate cake is one cake that you will love. You will love chocolate cake. If you're not a cake lover, not when it comes to chocolate cake. And sincerely, people tell me so many times that they really do not like chocolate cake, and I don't blame them. because most times they taste chocolate cake and it's so bitter. It's so bitter. But I'm going to share with you the recipes. It's my bestseller cake. Okay, I bake and I sell what I bake. Okay, and chocolate cake is one of my bestseller cakes. Yes, it is one of my bestseller cakes. People love it so much. So I'm going to be sharing with you that recipe. That recipe that will make you go nuts. We are entering December, and one thing you want to do is to shock your family people. You want to shock your people. You want to shock your siblings. You want to tell them that, guys, I've got you. That is what I do for my siblings. You tell them, I've got you. I will make delicious, delicious things for you people. So if you keep following this channel, every recipe you watch is worth your penny. I don't do recipes that when I tell you a recipe, I go behind the scene and add something else. No, I don't do such. So this is our bread. So guys, are you ready for the review? Ta-da! How many minutes have I been talking? Okay, I want to open it up so that you see, so that you can compare it before I placed it into this pot and now. So at this point, I am ready to bake this bread. Guys, see, it is doubled in size. Let me face the light a bit. You can see it has doubled in size. So what we are going to do is we're going to bake this bread right now. I feel so happy doing this live, and it's turning out perfectly well. So I'm going to bake this now. Why am I baking at this point? This has doubled in size. One, yes. Now secondly, I am baking now. I'm comfortable to bake now because I just realized that it has doubled in size, so I'm okay. If I start baking now, it will still rise, okay, and it will bake. But if I had started baking then, the hot, the heat will make this not to rise properly the way it's supposed to rise. But at this point, I'm comfortable with the level it is. If you're patient enough, if I was not doing this live, I think I would have allowed it for a little bit more time. But because I'm doing this live, I'll go ahead and bake this now. Another key thing you want to do is you want to control your fire. Okay, this my tabletop burner. So I'm going to put it back and then show you the tabletop burner. Ouch, that was hot. So this my tabletop. I use a tabletop burner. This tabletop burner. Okay, it is very difficult to control the heat from the switch. I control my heat from my cylinder. Okay, that is where I control the level of fire that comes out from this tabletop burner, and I don't regret controlling my heat from the cylinder because it gives me the perfect amount of flame that I want to use and bake. So even if you're not baking bread, you're baking a cake, you want to control the heat from your cylinder if you're baking with a pot. Guys, these are tips that I am telling you. You're not paying 1 naira to learn how to bake with your pot. You are not paying anything to learn how to bake with your pot. There are just basic things you need to know, and once you know these things, your baking is going to be sweet and excellent. Okay, so I am trying to get something to elevate my pan with. I sincerely cannot remember where I placed that. Okay, we're going to be elevating our baking. This is what we are baking with. Okay, I am not using a baking pan. There's no excuse. I have a baking pan, but I'm not using a baking pan. This foil costs about 200 naira if you're in Nigeria. It costs only 200 naira. So you can get it and bake with it. You can bake a cake with it. Your cake will come out perfect. Yes, I have always been baking with the foil and it comes out perfect. So what I'm trying to do now is to elevate this pan. If I place it in direct contact to this salt, my bread is going to burn. My bread will burn and I don't want that. Okay, so it needs something that, you know, I need something to raise it up, and I'm going to use this. You see how this is serving me now? This was not what I wanted to use, but I couldn't find what I wanted to use, so I have to use this. So what I'm going to do is, I will not use this open part, I will use the back. So I'm just going to place it like this. Place it on the salt. Okay, now at this point I'm going to now go in. Then another trick I learned while baking, this one, people are supposed to, you know, join master class for this one. Don't mind me, guys. Just for watching alone, I am spilling all the secrets, okay? Especially to home baking. Secret to baking with your pot, getting the perfect outcome. Guys, I am not covering this again. See the cover? I am removing it. I am not going to cover this again. I have baked and I have covered, you know, I have tried baking, okay, and covering the whatever I am baking, just for it to, you know, brown, okay, for the top to be brown. But then I realized that covering it will make it not to be evenly brown. Yes, I have tried it. I have tried it before. So I am telling you for free that covering it is not what will make it to be brown when you're baking with a pot. So I am going to leave this open as it is. Now, one thing I do is, if you don't have a transparent cover pot, you can use a stainless, whatever pot that you have, okay? But then you're going to give this about 10 to 15 minutes to bake before you open. But because I am using a pot with transparent cover, this makes my baking so sweet, because I just have to peep through the cover and I am seeing what I am doing. But then what I do is, there's this hole here, okay? Because this hole makes the heat to escape from the pot, and if that heat is escaping, my whatever it is that I am baking will not be evenly brown. I learned this out of experience. I made mistakes, okay? I made mistakes, but then I learned it, and I am sharing it free today. I'm sharing it free. What I usually do is, I just use a foil and seal this. I'll seal it. Now I'll cover and I'll start baking. At this point, I'm transferring it to my tabletop burner, and I'll start baking. Whatever be the outcome of this bread, you guys are going to see it. So you don't want to miss out. I'm sincerely speaking, I'm confident, but I'm scared, because I am doing this live and I am showing you all how everything is going. Okay, I've reduced my flame. At this point, I'm going to control my fire. I am doing that from my cylinder because I have already reduced. This is in the lowest, okay? But it is not enough. My bread may just get burnt and it will not be brown. Yes, perfect. I got the perfect flame that I want. Yeah. So we're going to tidy up. This is one thing I like to just do at once. So you guys, if you're still watching, can you just tell me where you're watching from? At this point, I think I can see my messages very well. And I just want to, you know, call your name, mention where you're watching from. So that's just what I want to do now while I wait for this to bake. I'm going to show you the outcome. So tell me where you're watching from. Please, uncle, just tell me where you're watching from and I'm going to connect with you. Before you go, I really want to connect with other creators, I want to bond with other creators. I'm at this phase of my life where I no longer see it as just creating content for people to watch, but I see it as a time where I get to make new friends, where I get to bond with people, where I get to watch other channels, do their thing, support other creators. So if you're watching, you're a creator, do well to leave a comment. Once I am done with this live, I am going to come straight and, you know, get to know you, get to know the kind of content that you create, get to know the kind of thing that you do. I am at a point where I want to build a community. So if you also want to join my community, do well to leave a comment. Okay, now I am going to try my best to make random posts that can help engage, with other people that are my subscribers, that are following, that are engaging, because this is a time where I am so intentional about growing, and I don't just want the regular growth. I want a very different growth. A growth where when I see you and I'll be like, oh yes, I know this person. She's or he is my supporter on YouTube. These are people that I engage with on YouTube. They are people that when I come live, they are there to, support me, to encourage me. Yes, that is the kind of community that I want to build now. Guys, I told you, it is going to double in size. And it is doing that right now. This bread. I wish you all will be present here to taste it. I am going to be having my own bread with, I wanted to have it with coffee. But no, I don't feel like coffee will suppress the taste. So I'm going to be having it with milk. And I'll be doing that with my Dano full cream milk. Guys, if I say I am not excited, I lie. Because, sincerely, let me give you some tips. Especially if you're thinking of starting your channel, if you're thinking of becoming a creator, let me give you some tips. I haven't washed my hands yet. I will do that. Now, you don't have to overthink what people will say. Okay? See, people are licensed to their own opinions. People are licensed to say what they want to say. They can spill whatever they want to spill. But the moment you place your mind on whatever it is you are going to say, and you're determining if your growth is based on what people will say about you, about your channel, you are making a very big mistake. At that point, you begin to fail even before you start. Okay? Why am I saying this? I am not saying this because I am perfect or because I woke up one day and I became a very good creator. No. There was a point I was actually thinking, what will people say? Will people like my video? Will people engage in my video? Will people encourage me? Will people support me? Because I was in that space. I am saying these tips. I am encouraging you, at the same time waiting for this to bake so that I show you the final outcome. Hopefully my light is going to pull through till the very end. If it does not, I will have to do that off camera. But I tell you, with what I am seeing here, maybe I'll just show you. I think if I do that, it's going to like pour. So I'm going to leave it. Let it just bake. So if you're always thinking about what people will say, when you start your content. You'll be like, why did she start? What is she trying to prove? What is she trying to do? You are failing before you start. Okay, I was in that space. I was once like that. But one thing I did not, you know, I never allowed myself to be limited by what people will say, by the things people will say about me. Okay, that is just one thing I had to build. I built it out of experience. I built it out of, I was tired of the position that I saw myself in. I wanted something different. I knew I could be more. I knew that I could, do something better. I could do something much more exceptional. I changed my mentality. I saw a creator on TikTok while scrolling through TikTok the other day, and the creator was like, rebranding isn't only about the money. Rebranding is a thing of the mindset. She didn't even mention the money, okay? Now this creator rebranded and she has started growing. She said rebranding is a thing of the mindset. I actually wanted to argue with her, okay? I was already ready to type, you're not saying the complete thing. But then I stopped, and I think my rebranding started at that point, because I realized that it wasn't just only about the money. To rebrand, you need money. But if your mindset hasn't been channeled in such a way that you are ready to take a new step, then you are going to have a big problem. You will keep sitting and you will keep asking yourself, am I enough? Am I perfect? I have so many videos that I haven't posted, because after creating that video, I sat down and I started watching those videos and I was like, oh my god, this video is not enough. I listened to the way I talk. I wasn't satisfied. I was like, I'm not feeling the flow. I'm not feeling the aura. This is not what I want. I cannot post this thing. I was limiting myself. I started streaming on YouTube Live because I was tired of, the regular me. Okay, my phone is warning me. I was tired of the regular me. I was tired of always giving excuses. This video wouldn't have been streamed live, but I had to, because I kept procrastinating. I kept shifting it. I kept telling myself, I will come live today, I'll come live tomorrow. I just came back from work and I came live. That is how passionate you should be if you want to grow as a creator. Nobody is going to come and drag you. You have to drag yourself. You have to drag it, except you have a very strong support system. Except you have very strong friends surrounding you. If you don't have those kind of friends, if you don't have friends who are passionate about your growth just the way you are passionate about yourself, then you need to push yourself to the extreme. You need to sacrifice the pleasure. You need to tell yourself that you want to do something and you want to do something better. Okay, guys, at this point, our bread is, should I say, 70% ready. It has doubled in size again, and now I am just waiting for it to, brown, and we have our sardine bread. If you have been with me from the beginning of this video, I really need to appreciate you specially. I just want to, appreciate you. Just tell me I have in the comments. Just tell me I have. If you've been from the beginning, tell me I have. I want to see the true people, the real people. Yes, I am that big on appreciating people. So I want to see the true people, the real people. If you've been from the beginning, just tell me I have. As I was saying, creators, it is not easy. I will not tell you that it is easy. I will not tell you that it is easy. One, if you're in a country where things are really, really not as you want it to be, I can't believe I have filmed this video and I did it with just one light, because the second light I was using went off about 30 minutes into the video. So this is not, I didn't want the light to limit me. I actually knew that this light will not stay for long, but then I decided that I was still going to show up. That is how big I am this period of growth. I want to grow. I don't know about you. I also appreciate you all for staying with me, because this journey has not been easy. Yes, it has not been easy, but sincerely, people on YouTube made this journey easy for me. When I remember I have like YouTube people that are waiting to see new recipes, I dust my butt and I wake up and I come here to create videos, because why not? Why won't I show you that? Okay, I'm going to do something, guys. I'm going to like try to show you how this has baked. Sorry, I'm using a tabletop fan because Nigeria is so hot. Nigeria is hot. It is not easy. So I just want to quickly show you all. Hopefully I don't get to scatter everything that I am doing. But ouch, my pot is hot. So this is the level this has risen. I know you can see it from the video. Before, if I had shown you how it was inside the pot, you would not be able to visualize it. But this is how it has risen. Okay, so I'm waiting for this to brown. I am baking on very low heat. This bread is so soft. Dear creators, I am back again to continue with my gist. Okay, yeah, so a lot of people have gone out, so don't worry, I'm still going to show you the outcome. Do well to check the channel when you are, free, to see the final result. If you will not be able to stay to the end of the live, who's still watching? Someone is still live. Who is still watching? If you're watching to this point, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're baking sardine bread, like I earlier mentioned, and the bread is baking right now. I am baking it with a pot. I'm waiting for this to be ready so that I can, show you the final result and the final outcome of how the bread turned out to be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support. Do well to tell me where you're watching me from. Okay, I will drop the recipes that I used for this bread just after this live in the description, so that you can be able to replicate yours. And feel free to tag me. Yes, I'll open my tags so that you can tag me, or you can leave a comment here to tell me how your own bread turned out to be. By the way, this was an amazing journey making this bread live. I have not done this before, but you guys made it possible. Yes, you made it possible by staying tuned with me. Being online alone encouraged me to continue filming this bread, because I can be anxious sometimes, but then I was able to stay till this point because I want you all to be partakers. This is my happy dance. I'm not a big dancer, but this is for you all, my YouTube family. I call you my neighbors because you all are my neighbors. I'm going to be having my sardine bread with tea. I think I should start making my tea. You guys, recently I had to cut down on my sugar because I am on a journey to shed some weight. So I had to cut down on my sugar. Gosh, the bread is so beautiful. Have you seen where you created something and you're gushing over it, you're so amazed at the kind of things your hands can make? See, most of the recipes I create, I did not learn them. I create from my imagination. Yes. And the first time I do it, they come out nice. Yes, they come out nice. I can beat my chest to say that. I'll soon be showing you the bread. So I have to wash my hand and thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'll try to keep this live on till this bread is ready. I'll try. But the point the bread is now, if you lack patience, you can actually take it out of the oven and enjoy. You can actually take it out of the pot. Oh my god, the hand is so hot. So I want to show you guys, because this pot is so tall that if I push it to the center, you'll not be able to see. I will keep bringing down the pot to show you. This is, can you see? Let me kind of bend it, you guys. Ouch. You have to be careful so that it does not burn your hand. Yeah. Can you see it? This is how my bread is. This bread is ready. I'm just waiting for it to be brown. Thank you so much. I want to like switch this lights so that this one facing me kind of, yeah. This is a bit better. So thank you all so much for watching, for staying tuned. If you have any questions about my recipe, I'm always available to answer you. If you have any questions about YouTube, I know I'm not a perfect creator, but try to gather some experience and some lesson from YouTube, and I will keep sharing it with you. Thank you, Stella. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stella. Hi, Stella. Where are you watching me from? Thank you so much for joining. So, I am a Nigerian content creator, a food content creator. I'm a medical doctor full-time and a food content creator part-time. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a baker. These are just few tips about me. Yeah. I'm currently serving. There's something called service in Nigeria. That is what I am currently doing. So I am dedicating this 1 year to make sure that I grow. Okay. I am so intentional about my growth this year. I was not like this. I had to take deliberate steps to make sure that I grow. And I am loving the process. It has not been an easy one, but definitely I am loving the process. You guys, our bread is a bit ready. Hi Stella, thank you for connecting from Benin City. Wow, that is so nice to hear. I am always happy when I see Nigerians who join my channel or my live, who watch my videos. I am so excited because as a Nigerian creator, you really do not know what it means for fellow Nigerians to watch your video, right? Yes, you don't understand. Oh god, I don't know if I should break this bread down at this point. I just want to give it some time to brown. Okay. But this bread is actually ready. Sincerely, it is ready. Just need to give it a little bit of time. And I forgot to check the time I started baking the bread. This will take about 40 minutes if you're baking. It will take about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how high or low your heat is. It will take about 30 to 40 minutes to bake. And I think I'll be baking mine. I don't think it's up to 20 minutes that I started baking mine. I'm just going to leave it for quite some time for it to bake more. Oh my god. You guys, I made bread live. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I don't think you do. Because most creators that I know, they'll pop it into their mixer. And the mixer will need the dough. But I made this dough with my hands from scratch. I made this dough. And I showed you guys the secret. How to make your dough very fast. I have always used that method. When I make donuts, I use that method. When I make bread, I use that method. That method saves me time. It saves me the stress of kneading. No, the stress of kneading this way. No. That method saves me time. I lift and I flip. Well, I do that. Once I do that for 15 minutes, my dough is ready. But it depends on the quantity of dough you're making. Okay, I usually make dough for the highest dough that I have made in my hands was 1 kg. Okay, 1 kg will take about 40 minutes for it to be ready. 500 grams takes me about 20 minutes for it to be ready. But the other little ones, 15 to 20 minutes, it's okay. Your dough will be ready. Perfect and excellent. Can you perceive it? Like I said, I'll keep showing you each stage of the baking. So, ouch. This is ouch. This is another ouch. This is another stage. Ouch. I can't really figure out how the under is. So most times, if I just want to check my dough, if it's really ready, I check the side of the dough. I weigh how brown the side of the dough is. So this is brown. But not so much. If your bread does not bake well, you will not really enjoy it. So you have to be patient. I think I'm quite in a haste because I'm live, but I feel so exhausted and tired. You guys, should we say good night and then I'll post the final outcome, or are you willing to wait till the end? Tell me, are you willing to wait till the end, or should I post the final outcome? What do you think? What do you think? I want to hear your opinion. If you want me to post the final outcome. That's so lovely to hear, Stella. I'm going to start baking from this weekend, which happens to be my birthday. Oshe. God always blessed me with a new talent or gift every new birthday. Sincerely, that is a good thing. Now, if you want to start baking, you want to make your birthday cake, right? I shared the recipe on how to make cake at home without an oven. It's on my channel. I shared the recipe on how to decorate your cake without any cake tool. It's on the channel. You can use your pot to bake. You can decorate your cake without any cake tool. All you just need is a little bit patient. I shared it on the YouTube channel, and you can learn 18 or 2 from it. If you want to get cake tools, it's okay to get. But if you're not a pro baker and you just want to do something beautiful, and one thing with me is, if my cake is not neat, I really do not want to come and tell you that you can decorate a cake without a cake tool. I will not do that. But because I can decorate a cake, it comes out neat, okay? And you would think I bought it from a fast food, a restaurant or something. I will be proud. I can beat my chest and post the video because I did that with my hands without any cake tool. If you want to learn it, it's on the channel. Do well to check it out, and you can be able to make your next birthday cake. Don't forget to cut for me, oh. And happy birthday in advance. When is your birthday, Stella? Happy birthday in advance. I hope you have a very lovely and beautiful day. At this point, I don't even know if my cake is born. My bread is born. I just want to bring it out and see. It's so hot. Let's leave it for some time. Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you so much. Ouch. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. You all, I really appreciate your support. It means so much to me that I have people who view the live, who were here to encourage me, to support me through the live, through the recipe that I shared, through the video that I created. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate you all the way. This has been such an interesting journey for me. I'm so excited that I have people on ground willing to say hello to me. I don't take this for granted, sincerely. Thank you so much for joining. Before I go, I just want to show you the final look, and I'll be posting the video of the final outcome for you to see, where I also get to open the bread for you so that you see. This is the final look of this bread. This is how it looks. This is how it looks now. Because I want to do this with a good lighting, that is why I am not opening it live, okay? I want the lighting to be great so that you appreciate it very well. That is why I'm not opening it live, okay? But definitely, God, this is spoiling my table. So I'm sacrificing my table for this. Wow. Definitely, you're going to be seeing the final outcome of this bread. So this is my precious table, and now it has a mark. And I don't think it's going to go out. You guys, it's been an interesting journey. Oh my god, I'm trying not to scream, but I think I'll scream. Thank you so much for joining my live today. I made sardine bread. Do well to see the video from the beginning. I shared the full recipe. I will also be highlighting the measurements that I used for this bread in the description box, so do well to check it out, okay? And I will be sharing the final outcome of the bread soon, so that you see how this bread I baked with a pot turned out to be. This is to tell you that your mind is the limiting factor. If you open up your mind and you tell yourself you can do it, you can definitely do it. So guys, till next time, don't forget, I'll be sharing chocolate cake recipe live next. Yes, I don't know the date, but definitely if you turn on your notification, I will post like I will schedule the live before the date so that you'll be able to join and see how I made it. And we'll be baking with our pots too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Bye guys. Thank you for watching. A lot of people are still joining, but I think I have to call it a day because I've been streaming for so long. I'm exhausted and I really want to wrap up with this video and go and rest. I just came back from work and started doing this video. So that's why I'm exhausted. See you guys next time. Your favorite girl. Where do I turn this off? Oh my god, a lot of you are still here. Oh my god, I'm saying. I think this live doesn't want me to end it because why am I not struggling to I've ended the live before. Yeah, let me see. Bye guys. Mwah.